I get to get back to work. Hey, shine like gold. They don't want story, man, they want the soundbite. I'm like, no, look around like they see you on the mountain, they don't see you on the climb. Right, me and all of mine in the power line. Look at this and what you find. Right, shimmer, lights, flicker, all this.
What's going on, guys? It's Josh. I'm the founder and master electrician of Empowered Electric, and welcome to Empowered ED, where we try to take a closer look at all things skilled trade related, mostly electrical. Why? You can tell by my tool belt, bro, I'm an electrician, right? And so today we want to talk about 90s. So a 90 is the first bend you're going to learn, whether it's a stub 90 or a normal 90, a 90 is it. And there's a lot of applications and there's a lot of places that you can go with just a simple 90-degree turn. But I wanted to just show you 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 inch, and 1 1/4 90s. The reason I stopped there is that is all you're going to bend by hand. Okay, anything larger, 1.5 inches, 2, 2.5, 4, anything like that, you're gonna use a cyclone bender or hydraulic bender, or you're gonna buy pre-bent 90s. It's something you can't do physically, but 1/2, 3/4, 1, and 1 1/4 you can do by hand. So let me show you with these benders kind of what you would do. Every 90 I'm gonna show you, regardless of the conduit size, is gonna be a 1 foot 90, but all the marks are gonna change. So on a 1 foot 90, I'm gonna put my tape measure at the end of the conduit and I'm gonna go look at 1 foot, right? 12 inches. Now I would not make a mark there. Some people would say, yeah, you make a mark there and you use your star. I've been doing this for 14 years. I've ran a ton of conduit. I love conduit. It is my superpower. I do not know how to use the star. No joke. I have no idea what that stupid thing is used for when bending a 90. What I do is I'll go to 1 foot, 12 inches, and I know my deduct. So when you're bending conduit, you have to know your deduct and chase the tape measure, okay? Know your deduct and chase the tape measure. Now, if you look on your benders, it's gonna tell you all your deduct size. For 1/2 inch, we know it's 5 inches. So you go to 12 and you subtract 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? If you can't do it in your head, just do it like that. It's that simple. So you make your mark at 7 inches. You then will take your conduit or your conduit bender, and at the mouth of your bender, there's this arrow here. It's also on this side, but you want to put it right here. Okay, that's where I use it. You put your conduit in there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see this, and you get that line right where that mark is. Now notice remember I said know your deduct and chase the tape measure. Know your deduct, chase the tape measure. So when I put the tape measure down, it was 12 inches, I knew my deduct to 7, and I wanna chase the tape measure. I wanna bend that direction. Hope that makes sense. Chase the tape measure. If you bent that way, or if you had your bender flipped, it's gonna be a wonky thing. It's not gonna work, okay? So you put it on your mark, stand on the conduit, apply a lot of foot pressure, bend, push, pull, all those good things until the edge of the bender hits. You can also take your level, slap it on there, make sure it's all the way bent. It's a 90, okay? That's 1 foot. Should be, let's see. Boom, 12 inches right there. 1 foot 90. Know your deduct, take off the 5 inches, chase your tape measure. Now what I want to show you with a 3/4 inch conduit is a little bit different, right? Take my tape measure out. I'm doing a 1 foot 90, 12 inches, know your deduct and chase the tape measure. Well, my deduct isn't 5 inches, right? It's 6 inches because this is a 3/4 inch pipe. 12 minus 6, make the mark. Take my bender, slide it in, line it up with that arrow. Brett, can you see that? Huh, Mr. Brett? Kind of. All right. Oh, I done messed it up. All right, there we go. Okay, so it's on there. Put it on the ground, step on it, apply foot pressure. And what I wanted to show you with a 1/2 inch and a 3/4 is what if theoretically you bend it too much? Is that 90? Heck no, that's not 90. That's like, I don't even know what that is. 97. So your bender, if you see these ideal benders, at the end it gets a little fatter. Well, why is that? it slides over the conduit. So if you overbend it, slide this on there, slide it all the way down. Don't barely put it in because it'll bend that edge and close the pipe. Slide it all the way down, stand on it, and straighten it out, okay? Moving on to 1 inch, okay? So 1 inch is a little bit heavier, and each time that you bend this by hand, you have to apply more foot pressure. It's gonna be harder to bend, and you wanna make sure that whenever you're pulling it and you're standing on it, you're in a good, safe work environment, so free of wire and free of conduit scraps that might trip you and make you fall and roll your ankle and hurt yourself. Nothing pisses me off more than rolling my ankle. It's like it ended my skateboard career. I was gonna go pro, but I rolled my ankle, so I gave it up. So 1 inch conduit. Once again, you look at where it says stub 8 inches, okay? 8 inches. So that stub is also the deduct. So what have we learned? We have learned that if you want a 1 foot 90, you go out a foot and you subtract 8 inches, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would be at 4. I want to show you though another little trick, not a trick, but let's just say theoretically you forgot that it was 8 and you made it at 6 inches, okay? So you made it at 6 inches. Instead of 8, you put it on the arrow, which the arrow's a little different on this one. You put it on the arrow and you bent this son of a gun. So I get done, and I realize pretty quickly that this is more than a foot, right? I come down here, I measure, and I'm like, son of a gun, it's 14 inches long. I gotta have it 12 inches. I'm going into a panel, I'm going into a box. What the heck am I supposed to do, right? Cut it down. Like, it's better to be longer than shorter, okay? It's better to be longer than shorter because you can always cut it down. And one thing that I really like to do, rather than trying to do this number and make a mark here and lay it down like this, is I'll lay my conduit down. And I will butt it up against a pipe like this, and this is the back side, right? And I have this distance right here where I can measure. So rather than trying to level all this stuff up, take your conduit, push it up against your bender, then use your bender as the back of your 90. See how we're doing that? So then I can go to 12 inches and make my mark. It's a really awesome skill. I'm telling you, that has saved me tons of time. Now, we're talking about Big Mama's house, right? We're talking about 1.25 inch pipe. We're talking, this is the big kahuna. This sucks. I mean, I remember wasting like 50 feet of pipe the first time I tried to bend this. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be able to bend it the first time. But one thing that I did wanna show you is, so this, I just cut this, and it's pretty gangly dangly, right? And a reamer isn't gonna work for this. A reamer only goes to 1 inch. Let me show you. A reamer only goes to 1 inch. So it's like, that ain't gonna do nothing. So what you can do is you can take your linemen's, scrub the inside. You can use your channel locks and go on the outside, okay? Go like this. There we go. Make sure it's soft. There, smooth. There's no ridges that are gonna cut wire or anything like that. So make sure that that's good, okay? Now, we're not gonna do a 1 foot 90 on this because the takeoff alone is 11, which would put our mark at 1 inch, which honestly is probably not gonna get through the entire mouth of that gosh darn bender. Wait till you see this Ronan the Accuser bender over here, Thor's hammer. So we're gonna say we're gonna do a 1.5 foot. A 1.5 foot is 1 foot 6 inches, which is 18 inches minus 11 is gonna be 7. I think that's right. Talking and doing math at the same time is maybe one of the most difficult things ever, but 7 plus 11 is 18, we're right. This is insanity, right? And what it's got this weird shoe, right, that wobble jobbles. And the reason that is when you start to bend it, you'll bend all the way down and then you'll bring this up and then bend it even more. So I lined it up. I'm right here. Gosh dang it. I am bouncing, pushing with all my freaking might.
It doesn't feel all the way there. Ugh. There we go. Now, moment of truth. All right, not that bad. Remember how I said if you don't put a lot of foot pressure, they'll have some ridges? So I can feel a couple little ridges. It's not perfect, but it looks professional. If I put that up, nobody would see that. So remember, the things that we talked about. Step one, you wanna know your deduct. 5 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, 11 inches. Know your deduct and chase your tape measure. If you overbend something in 1/2 inch or 3/4, use your bender to offset it and make it straight. Now you can correct it going back. It's not the smartest idea to bring it more of a bend, okay? You can push it back, don't bring it forward. So know your deduct, chase your tape measure, bend it straight. What if you overbend? What if it's not a foot, right? It's 14 inches. Use your bender as a placeholder for the back and get your measurement off the conduit, okay? Don't try to balance things. You're gonna make a mistake. Use your conduit to get that measurement. And when it comes to 1.25 inches, Paul Bunyan, that son of a gun. I hope this episode was helpful. Get out there. A lot of conduit can be ran by just knowing how to bend 90s. It's the easiest. The best way to learn how to run conduit is to run a ton of conduit. If you like this video, be sure to share it with your friends. Like, subscribe, rate, and review, all those good things. Comment below what you want to see us talk about. And then I hope that you are empowered to go tackle the day. Have a great day. Bye-bye.